as he prayed unto the Lord, came a pillar of fire and dwelt upon a rock before him. And he saw and heard much, and because of the things which he saw and heard, he did quake and tremble exceedingly. Okay, UFO sighting just happened right here while I'm talking.
Ancient OG, carved in stone, from Philly bricks to thrones, unknown. 808s beat like war drums bang. Old soul talk, let the gods explain. Ancient OG, bloodline strong. Been here before the right and wrong. From past to now, I still remain. Ancient OG in the hook, remember the name.
Yeah, they came and got bored, took him out of space on this joint. That's what we about to get to. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping like. I'm telling you, it's UFO sightings in the Bible and the Quran. Y'all got to go get that book. UFO sightings in all these religions. The street lit. This street lit mystical science. Street lit mythical science. The street lit mythical science. Y'all ready? We're going to do it like this. Alright. Chapter 1, right? Nephi. They keep saying Nephi, man. Why they just won't say Nephilim? Nephi begins the record of his people. Lehi sees in vision a pillar of fire. Here we go. Every time they see a spaceship, right? It's always a vision. Or they can easy make excuse. Oh no, he was dreaming. He was dreaming. No. We don't want it. Okay, look. I'm only in chapter 1. I skipped over this. We just went straight to chapter 1. I didn't feel like the first book of Nephi, his reign and ministry. They give you like a little synopsis of what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So chapter 1. I'll start right here, chapter 1. Nephi begins the record of his people. Lehi. Lehi sees in vision a pillar. This what he see in his vision. A pillar of fire. What is a pillar? It's like a circle, right? A pillar of fire. And reads from a book of prophecy. He praises God, foretells the coming of the Messiah, and prophesies the destruction of Jerusalem. He is persecuted by the Jew about 600 BC. Okay. I, Nephi, having been born of goodly parents. Now, when they say goodly, for some reason, I don't know if y'all can see that, but for some reason, it say Nephi, comma, having been born of goodly parents. But when it say goodly, it got like a small little B. It got a small teeny weeny B right above the G and a small teeny C above the P. So this means to me is, see, cause when I was locked up, we used to know how to make our own language up and write each other in jail. Like if I'm locked up, my own homie's locked up, I learned how to make our own alphabet up. And we had a language we spoke that because the COs would read the letters. So like a lot of a lot of gangs do this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of gangs got codes when they writing letters, so the COs don't know what they saying. So when I see little small phrase like why they put this there? So it let me know there's something there that they trying to remind to each other something. They're flipping it. So when I say Nephi having been born of goodly parents, there you go. They tell you everything you need to know right there. Born of goodly parents. Goodly parents. It really saying godly parents. You know what I'm saying? It really, like, because remember I told you the Nephilim was the children of the fallen angels. The because it don't say Nephilim here, but it just say Nephi. And I'm like, they talking about the Nephilim. They got to be talking about the Nephilim. Everything they about to say describes like how the Nephilim. You born to godly parents, but it say goodly parents, but it got a little small, like little trick, little words in there, man. They got nobody asked what that mean. Matter of fact, let me look at the bottom, cause I could be bugging. Okay, the little b means Prov 22:1. So okay, so the little b telling you to turn to another page somewhere. So, and then C telling you something too. Oh, so I guess that's just little, okay, for you to turn it and you get more on it. All right, cool. All right. But goodly parents, what that mean, man? Born goodly parents? Nah, but why y'all want to put it right? I don't know, man. The goodly parents, it made me think godly parents. Therefore, I was taught somewhat in all the learnings of my father. Now, we know his father, if it's Nephilim, the father was the Elohim, and the Elohims was the gods, right? And having seen many afflictions in the course of my days. Because when you talk about them, then you've seen a lot, right? So you know a lot. So he said he was taught somewhat in all the learnings of my father. He said somewhat, because they ain't going to teach him everything. They wasn't allowed, the mixed breeds, like the Nephilim, they weren't allowed to have spaceships. You know what I'm saying? No human's supposed to have spaceships. You know what I mean? That's a big no-no. You know what I mean? You building a spaceship, they coming to get that. They bombing that. You know what I mean? That's why they talking about building the tower to get to heaven, the spaceship. When you get the spaceship and you know your route, you can get somewhere out there. You know what I'm saying? So they banned that from the Damus. None of you know what I mean? The Damus and the children of the Damus. You know what I mean? The Damus couldn't even get the Damus couldn't even get the spaceship. You know what I mean? They got to send for them. When they sent for Damu, they sent for him. You can't fly out there, bro. The gens can. The gens can't even get up there no more. Once they get to once they get to certain locations out there, because gens got spaceships. Once they get to certain locations, they get their ass shot with missiles and shit. I mean, if you don't believe me, you think I'm lying? Check out the story Surah Jinn in the Quran. Tell you, you can find that in Surah Jinn in the Quran. What I'm talking about. The jinns they know how they can take flight to the heavens. They tell you they can take flight. It don't say they riding in the spaceship, but it sure tell you they can be up there. They can take flight, and they can sit and eavesdrop on with the law what they got going on. Cause mind you, in these spaceships, it's technology. They got cameras where you can see what's going on the ground. You can zoom in, and you also can hear. You can hear it too. They got microphones that's so lovely. Oh my God. You see how the law enforcement got microphones and cameras everywhere? And they can hear you so good, so lovely. Listen, Ancient OG, I was locked up over FDC Brooklyn. I was over FDC Brooklyn. And I went to the law library one day. And the other inmates on the different floors, they is like separated from. I was on the block where as though everybody on my block had about maybe like a year left to go home. You feel me? So a building like MDC Brooklyn over there where Puff was at, That's more of like a detention center. That's what it stands for. Metropolitan Federal Detention Center. FDC Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Federal Detention Center. We got an FDC Philly, FDC Philadelphia. Federal Detention Center. So a federal detention center is where you gonna be like if you get locked up. If you get locked up, right, and you catch a fan case, first place they're gonna take you to is the federal detention center, whatever state you at. Me, I was in FDC Philly, but when they give you your time, right? Once you get your time, they send you to a certain jail to do your time at, right? So they sent me the MDC Brooklyn to do my time. And MDC Brooklyn, I forget what floor, I think it's the 5th floor. That's the floor all the inmates who about to go home. And these inmates here, they can work in the jail. Because they need inmates to run the jail. They need workers. So they use the inmates to work. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, they got one block full of inmates that's about to go home. So we keep them housed over here. We can't have them around them other. Now everybody else in that building, there's like 7 floors. I think it's like 7 floors in Philly. MC Brooklyn is built the same way, same thing. But on all the different floors, these is federal inmates who just got locked up. They bring them to jail. They got to sit in the federal detention center until the outcome of their case. And when they get their time, they get shipped to a certain jail, depending on how much time you got, your custody level, and all that. But when you first catch a case, you're going in the federal detention center. You sit down. Now, those inmates is different from an inmate who already got his time about to go home. You know what I mean? So it's a little more wild and crazier on the blocks of the inmates that they just locked up waiting to go, you know what I'm saying, when they waiting to get sentenced or found guilty or going to court, and they still got to go to court and all that from the federal detention center. Those blocks is madness going on. That's where they had all them niggas like Supreme, the boys, Kenneth. I'm from Philly, so these the New York niggas. Kenneth McGriff was over there when I was over there. The boy named World, some boy named World from Brooklyn, he was fucking with Lil Kim, his Muslim brother. Who's a Muslim brother, and he was over there. There was a bunch of bloods over there. In the feds over there. Who else was over there when I was over there? See now, so now the block I'm on, everybody about to go home, but a lot of niggas on this block, they got time in though. Some of these niggas got 20 years and they just got 1 year to go. So they put them on the block. This is laid back block. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody trying to get in and shit. Like, it shit be going down. Niggas be getting beat up. Niggas will get beat up. You know what I mean? But so yeah, one day, right, I wanted to go to the law library for something. I forgot what I wanted to do in the law library. I know I was doing a lot of writing. I would go to the law library to try to type stuff up and stuff like that, shit like that. So, while I was in the law library, they got us separated from the other inmates on the floor. So they're on the other side, but you can see it's like a see-through glass. You can see inside. So I'm looking, and a nigga watching TV. He watching it on the screen. He on the computer too. But it looked like he watching like Smack DVD, like interviews from it looked like he was watching a documentary or something. It was clear as shit. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, why would he be watching that? Watch some documentary in jail for like, damn, you can't watch no documentaries there. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did he get that shit from? Come to find out, he was watching himself. He was watching himself on surveillance. The police had him on tape. That shit looked so clear. Like, all right, he was fighting a case. When you fighting a case, you can go to the law library and get your case pulled up. Any evidence they got up on you and the discoveries and shit will be up in the joint. So we had CDs and DVDs of this shit. And they like, this what they got on. He put the DVD and watched the shit. They show him on the corner with his homies. They talking like, I'm thinking that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm walking past this shit going to the gym. I'm looking at that shit like, damn, bro. I used to feel bad for some of them niggas. I'm like, damn, them niggas ain't never coming home. Them niggas got to do a lot of time, bro. And I'm like, damn. So that go to let you see like how clear, I mean, it sounded, you know what I mean? Like, it lets you know how clear these microphones is. You know what I'm saying? So when they say that Allah, the most seer, you know what I mean, can hear everything, you know what I mean, and you think about technology, the law's like technology then. Top technology can hear everything, see everything. The only thing we see on this earth that got that kind of type of technology, you know what I'm saying? It was, you can't, you know what I mean? Them people's, you know what I mean? Law enforcement. The higher, the more technology they got. So when you say, damn, I be feeling like I'm being watched, feeling like I'm in a TV show, yeah, motherfuckers be sitting back watching your whole life. Right on TV. I'm just listening to your whole fucking life, listen to everything you say, everything you do. And say, I'm gonna go get him. And you know what that remind me of? That remind me of, now I ain't racist and no shit like that, but it just remind me of like, on Martin Luther King, when they was, Malcolm X, when the feds was listening to him in the truck, they was just listening to him. They making jokes, smoking weed, listening to him. That was like they big, you know what I mean? Like how, it was like how we watch YouTube and shit now. You remember the feds was watching Malcolm X the same way. They was laughing like a motherfucker watching him, talking, making jokes about him, like, yo, man, he make Martin Luther King look like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They watching your whole life. And the law say the jinns watch. Allah say that the angels watch everything. They write down your good deeds and write down your bad deeds. They say you got angels writing down your good deeds and angels writing down your bad deeds. So you may have, you know what I mean, secret services and higher law enforcement watching all the good stuff you do, watching the bad stuff you do. You know what I'm saying? And judge you. And the only way they judge you is take you to court. You know what I'm saying? So hey man, you know, y'all can play around, think this a game if y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can think that these religions, you know what I'm saying, a game if y'all want. I never disrespect nobody's religion. I just explain it, express it how I know how to express it because of the environments I'm from and with you know, my education. You know what I'm saying? So I can only speak to those who can relate to what I'm saying, relate to me. But I do have my own opinions, my own theories of things. So I can't speak for the Muslims when I'm saying this. I can't speak for the Christians when I'm saying this. And I can't speak for the, you know what I mean? But when I'm speaking from the Bible, I'm speaking from that's how we connect. And I'm like, well, look, y'all, what's this mean? What's this then? That. So it's like, okay, they know I'm telling the truth, but just how I'm saying it might offend people or how I'm saying it, they might be like, ain't nobody ever say it like this. You know what I mean? Just me. You know what I mean? I be talking about this all day. I'm tired of talking to my peoples about it all day. They'll be want to hear that shit. I mean, probably talk all kind. I mean, but you know, I was tripping off the book. I mean, because what they did was they came and grabbed Bull, took him on the. Listen, what? I'm gonna read this real fast, right? He got these godly parents. Yeah, I make a record in the language of my father, which consists of learning of the Jew and the language of Egyptians. And I know And I know that the records which I make is true. Hold on, let me read it again. Yeah, I make a record in the language of my father, which consists of learning of the Jews and the language of the ancient. Hold up. Yo, this nigga banging. He sound like he banging on somebody. Like, yeah, I'm such and such from out here. I'm from such and such, boo, boo, boo. He's like, yeah, I make a record of the language of my father. He said, I make a record of the language of my father, which consists of the learning of the Jews and the language of the Egyptians. And I know that the record which I make is true. And I make it with my own hand. You know what I mean? And I make it according to my knowledge. You know what I mean? For it come to pass in the commencement of the first year of the reign of Zedekiah, king of Judah. Yeah, my father Lehi, having dwelt at Jerusalem in all his days. And in that same year, there came many prophets, prophesying unto the people that they must repent, or the great city Jerusalem must be destroyed. He banging on them. He told somebody, yo, if y'all gotta repent, or this whole city gonna get destroyed. Like, y'all gotta repent. Trying to let the warn the people, like, yo, y'all gotta repent. Y'all tripping. Y'all really tripping. Wherefore it came to pass that my father Lehi, as he went forth, prayed unto the Lord. Yeah. Even with all his heart in behalf of his people. And it come to pass as he prayed unto the Lord, came a pillar of fire and dwelt upon a rock before him. And he saw and heard much, and because of the things which he saw and heard, he did quake and tremble exceedingly. Okay, UFO sighting just happened right here while I'm talking. This UFO sighting just happened. A spaceship just landed right in front of him, right out of nowhere. I didn't even know that was going to happen. He said, and it came to pass as he prayed unto the Lord, there came a pillar of fire and dwelt upon a rock before him, and he saw and heard much. And because of the things he saw, he heard, he did quake and tremble exceedingly. Here we go. Somebody scared again when he's seeing something. These is what happens when you see UFOs. You get scared and shaking and trembling. On the things he saw, I ain't even going into detail what he saw. And it come to pass that he returned to his own house at Jerusalem. And he cast himself upon his bed, being overcome with the spirit and the things which he had seen. Now you going home scared to death, scared. Come on, man. This is UFO. This is extraterrestrial interaction. Being thus overcome with the spirit, he was carried away in a vision. Even that he saw the heavens open. Okay? When they say carried away, right? With spirit, here go the word spirit again. A lot of times when they say spirit, they talking about spaceships. And they say, because they just said real fast that he just was in a spaceship and got took away all the way to the heaven. Now watch this. And being thus overcome with the spirit, he was carried away in a vision. Now he was carried away on what? But when they got the word vision, they got a little word called A. A little teeny A by it, so we don't know what I mean. I guess these is more break it down more a little bit. But a vision, he was carried away in a spaceship, even that he saw the heavens open. Anytime you see the heavens open, that means you done went out in space. He thought he saw God sitting upon his throne. God always sitting on the throne, man. Always sitting on the throne. You know why? Because he waiting for you to come. He sent for you. He about to school you on something. Surrounded with numberless courses of angels in the attitude of singing and praising their God. So he got a whole squad with him. They love him to death. You know he powerful. This guy right here. And if it comes to the pass that he saw one descending out of the midst of heaven. Now one of them came out the mist. One of them descended down. And he beheld that his luster was above that of the sun at noonday. Whatever that means, his luster was. He was a giant. And he also saw 12 other following him. Got 12. And we got some UFOs, and their brightness did exceed that of the stars in the firmament. Oh yeah, they some UFOs. They coming down. They in the spaceships, bright, and they big as the heaven. They came down and went forth upon the face of the earth. Now they landed. As the first came and stood before my father. Came out the joint, stood up there, gave him a book. We gave him a book and bade him that he should read. See, books is important, man. Reading is very sacred. Very sacred. And it came to pass that as he read, he was filled with the Spirit of the Lord. If we go with the Spirit again, it can mean a lot of different things. And he read saying, woe, woe, woe unto Jerusalem, for I seen thine abominations. Yeah, many things did my father read concerning Jerusalem, that he should be destroyed, and the inhabitants thereof. Many should perish by the sword. Many should be carried away captive into Babylon. He said, man, they should be captured into Babylon. Marduk had Babylon. Okay, it's safe. And it came to pass that when my father read and see many great and marvelous things, he did exclaim many things to the Lord, such as a great marvelous are thy works, O Lord Almighty. The throne is high in the heavens. Thy power, the goodness, and the mercy are all over his inhabitants of the earth, because thou art merciful. Thou shalt not suffer who comes into thee, they shall perish. Damn. So they gangbanging. They gangbanging. My fault, y'all. I'm trying to think of what I did with my spray, man. Oh, there you go. Alright, man. Alright. Yeah, Nephi got took. Nephi saw, that's the type of stuff that Nephi be seeing. You know what I'm saying? You don't get a trip. You don't go to heavens to see them like that. Unless you like their bloodline. Unless you're a mixed breed. So Nephi was their dads was the actual gods, was the actual angels. They was mixed breed, but their moms was the actual Adamus. You know what I'm saying? Adam, the first generation of Adam, was their moms. You know what I'm saying? So they was mixed breeds. See, because when you're dealing with the eighth family is from Earth. You know what I'm saying? So part of us gotta stay here. But then there's a part of us, that little DNA is us from the heavens. So it's like we got both of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? But we got both of both worlds. And some of us was blessed to take those trips up there. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a vision, whether it be in your dreams, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? May God bless you and keep you alive out in these wicked streets, these wicked areas. You know what I mean? And they'll be brainwashed into jealousy, envy, hatred. You know what I'm saying? People can always gonna hate on you if they try to compete with you, but they can't ever beat you at being you. Once you bitches ban yourself, can't beat me at being myself, man. Don't be a carbon copy, be original. I'm about to go ahead. I'm going out of here, man. That story just drained me. I was just now in the heavens just now. I was just in the heavens, man. See, when I read that, I don't know what y'all got out of that story. But when I read that, I can show y'all pictures of this shit. You know what I'm saying? What I seen was he went all the way up to the heavens. He went all the way up to the heavens. Buddy is dug in. His parents is goodly. He got goodly parents. He come from goodly parents. He come from goodly parents. I don't know why it's so similar to godly plant. You drop one O, it's godly plant. Godly parents. He really got godly parents. But it say goodly parents. Then they got these little letters on there that tell you to turn to the other page and check out something else about it. But I mean, me being a writer and an editor, I already see that this word, from the events that you're explaining that you're going on, your parents would be more than goodly parents. It would better say godly parents. So that was a big mistake. If you gave me that as your book, and you wanted me to look over and reread it, give me my pens, I made a comment right here. This should say godly. I said this should say godly. All due respect, this is a great story, great, but this right here make more sense to say godly because the trips that you took, you just got a chance to meet the God of all gods. You know what I'm saying? For no reason at all. Like, what are they coming to get you for, to take you to the heavens for, and then let you witness another event? Somebody arrived from the sky and gave him the book, letting him know, look, these boys over here, they better act like they going, you know what I'm saying, if they going to keep playing, we about to destroy them and bring them over to Babylon. Huh? So you already know what kind of mission this about to be. He about to have nephew on a straight crash dummy mission. Watch. We gonna read some more later, but I could tell just on some gangster shit that nephew is about to get sent on a mission. I mean, all them prophets always get sent on a mission. On a dummy, on a straight crash dummy mission. This speaking from like on my street mystical. It's the street lit mythical science, man. Because this could have happened because this is religion is very credible when it comes to the word of God. So what's gonna get more credible than, the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Torah, the Quran, whatever I mean, this is it's credible as far as religion go. You know what I mean? So why are you gonna take Nephi to the heavens for? I want to see what's about to happen next, man.
HNOG, carved in stone, from Philly bricks to thrones, unknown. 808s beat like war drums bang. Old soul talk, let the gods explain. Ancient OG, bloodline strong. Been here before the right and wrong. From past to now, I still remain. Ancient OG in the hook, remember the name.